3 days and 3 nights, waiting for a chance to grab me by the throat and demand to know why I'd betrayed him. When I'd finally sobbed that I just didn't love him anymore, he'd shattered the hallway window with a single bloody punch. He hadn't laid a hand on me, but his disgust was a wall between us. If he saw me in the hallway, he would turn and walk the other way. He stopped going to the little corner store we used to love. The mere mention of my name would make him scowl. Why are you talking about Nina? The name makes me sick. The day he left for the airport, I ran through a downpour just to see him one last time. He saw me, and a bitter sneer crossed his face. He took off the matching ring we'd bought together, pulled out his phone, the one filled with all our photos, and smashed them both on the ground at my feet. Then he walked away without a backward glance. And yet, here he was, in my house. Peeking through the crack in my bedroom door, I understood. He was holding his fiancé's hand. "Mom," he was saying to my mother, "is it because of what happened 7 years ago? Is that why you won't let Nina help me pick out a wedding planner or rings? It's okay. I'm over her. We grew up together after all. If we can't be lovers, we can at least be friends." His fiancée Sophie chimed in, her voice sweet. "It's true. Sherman told me all about what happened with Nina. I know she cheated, but they were young. It takes two to tango. I'm sure Sherman wasn't perfect either." She smiled brightly. "Besides, I should thank her. If she hadn't given up on Sherman, I never would have met such a wonderful man. So really, there's no need to dwell on the past. And it was my idea to ask for her help. We've been out of the country for so long, we don't know anything about the vendors here. And, well, letting our parents decide everything, their taste is a little dated. 7 years ago, my greatest wish was for Sherman to forget me, to move on. But now hearing him talk about it all so calmly, hearing that he had told his new girlfriend everything, 1,000 tiny needles pricked at my heart. My mother, however, was not so composed. Hearing Sophie's passive-aggressive digs, her face flushed with a deep, furious red. Her lips trembled. "You're just as shameless as your mother," she finally roared at Sherman. My heart seized. I pushed myself up. "Mom!" I called out, my voice weak. "Come in here, help me into my wheelchair. I'll talk to him myself." My mother came in, her expression still stormy, but when she saw me sitting up, the fight seemed to drain out of her. I reached out and hugged her. "Please, Mom," I whispered. "Just let me have this. It's my last wish." Her eyes welled with tears, but she, who had always indulged me, went to my vanity. She brought back my lipstick, my wig, and helped me into my jacket. The moment she wheeled me out, Sherman's brow furrowed. "What is wrong with you?" he said, his voice sharp. "You were always so dramatic as a kid, and you're even worse now. It's just a broken leg. Your mom is not young. Do you have to make her wait on you hand and foot?" The disgust on his face was plain to see. I just smiled faintly. "The doctor said it's a bad break. I'm not supposed to put any weight on it for a while." Sophie stepped forward. "Don't mind Sherman," she said with a dismissive wave. "He's just used to being blunt from his time abroad. He's like this with everyone, except me." Another pang of bitterness shot through me. It was true. He was always gruff. But with me, he used to be. I pushed the thought away and looked at Sophie. "Are you sure you want my help?" Of course, she chirped. After a few more minutes of strained small talk, I sent them on their way. That evening, Sherman called. He told me to be ready tomorrow morning. We were going to see the wedding planner. My fingers gripped the phone so tightly my knuckles turned white. I was greedy for the sound of his voice, but terrified at the same time. It had been 7 years since I'd heard him like this, just the two of us on the phone. Back then, I used to fall asleep every night to the low, comforting rumble of his voice in my ear. I was lost in the memory when a woman's voice shattered the silence from his end. "Sherman, come dry my hair." I snapped back to reality and managed a quick, "Okay." The moment I answered, he hung up. Listening to the dead dial tone, tears I didn't know I was holding back began to fall. I knew this was coming, but seeing it, hearing it, knowing he belonged to someone else now, the pain was a physical, aching thing. Sherman had told me to be ready at 10 a.m. I was so anxious that I had my mom wheel me downstairs at 9:30.